Welcome to episode 5-3, and lucky you couldn't see me behind that, Jeter, because I was doing the chocolate dance.
The chocolate dance, bro. We'll have to do that one for me after.
No. That's why you don't do that stuff on live. You got to time your chocolate dance, right? We're going to leave all the dancing to our guest tonight, who is Doreen, which will give you a little brief rundown into a little chocolate tourism. But first, welcome episode 53 of the Travel Talk Show, a podcast of ehCanada Travel Marketing Group and the ehCanadaTravel.com website. The Travel Talk Show is beamed down to us from our Cobro satellite every Tuesday at 7 p.m. from our base camp somewhere here in beautiful Maple Leaf, Canada. This is a live show, so stuff happens. If we lose us because of internet, stick around, go grab some beverages, grab some Bannock. We'll be right back once Junior realigns our Cobro satellite. Do not change the channel. Keep your dial on the Travel Talk Show. No one needs to panic. We're Canadians. We don't do panic well, so we'll be right back. Tonight, our special guest is Doreen Pendgracs. See my French? I don't know why I'm saying that in French, but it's coming, right? Also known by her superhero tourism name, Doreen the Chocolate Queen. That's our guest tonight, and we're excited to bring Doreen and just give you a little bit. We're going to throw a little teaser out there that Doreen is an award-winning author, blogger, speaker, and chocolate event host at Chocolatour. Doreen's latest book, titled Chocolatour, A Quest for the World's Best Chocolate, is an award-winning chocolate travel guide for the finest chocolate and chocolate experiences around the globe, including Maple Leaf, Canada. Call.
You know, there's a lot of chocolate lovers out there that want to hear that.
I know there is, and we're going to go find them with tonight's show. And Doreen is going to be joining us from Manitoba in a few minutes. But tonight, Colin, we're going to learn the 12-step chocolate program. Do you know what that is?
I don't know.
You don't know what the 12-step. You don't know what the 12-step chocolate program is.
Pardon my ignorance. No, I'm unaware of this program.
Well, here it is. The 12-step chocolate program is how to never be more than 12 steps away from chocolate.
That's such a good program. Yeah. Easy to follow.
I just chocolatized all our viewers right now with a real lousy joke, but okay, it was good. It wasn't bad.
Oh, it was awesome.
I thought so.
Yeah.
So no one knows the truffles ahead in chocolate like Doreen. However, we know, based on what we've read, there's no fudge in her story, because at the end of the day, it's all about chocolate tourism with our guest. My name is Greg Gerard, and I'm just going to put up a little intro so you cats know who we are. And look at that. It's all chocolate in honor of our guest tonight. My name is Greg Gerard. This dashing young man beside me is the keeper of the code, my brother, my partner, my best friend, Colin Gerard. Say hi, Col.
Hey, folks. Thanks for coming out.
Together we are, and this is a name that our guests, clients, followers, viewers, audience, friends, and family have given us, and we're very happy to adopt it. We are the famous, maybe not so famous, will be famous Brothers of Tourism. For you newbies to the show, here's the lowdown, the hoedown, the uptown, downtown version of what we're all about. We are the co-bro owners of ehCanadaTravel.com. We are an award-winning website, voted best Canadian adventure planner website by Lux Life International Awards. We operate an award-winning blog called Two Brothers, 2 Feet, 2 Curious, 2 Canadian. Check it out. We've got some great stories on there. And in January this year, we were ranked 23rd in the top 1,000 global travel bloggers in the world by Global Rise. Yeah, we created and developed the Experience Community Program. This is our little beauty nest egg. This is our sort of our little love. It is the first tourism and economic development platform and training program designed for small and rural Canadian communities. Most programs out there for all of you untourism people are built for urban centers. This one ain't. 98% of tourism is small towns, yet we don't have a program for them. Well, now we do. We got a program. It's working really well. It's winning some awards. In March 2021, we won the Canada Prestige Award for the best marketing program of the year. And in the same month, we won the 2021 BC Economic Development Association Award for not just any town, but specializing in towns that are under 20,000 population. A lot going on here in the first month, eh, Junior?
It's been pretty exciting going on. Lots of excitement for sure. We've been, like you say, #1.
Yes. So we're going to talk a little bit about chocolate tourism. So tonight we're going to talk tourism with not just anyone. It's Doreen, the chocolate queen. I would never think we would have royalty on the show.
Genuine royalty for sure. I mean, it's
you got somebody here who's queen of Chocolateville. That's pretty close to royalty, I'd say, don't you think?
Oh yeah, all this talk about chocolate too. I'm getting a little bit of a wet mouth.
Number one in the world for chocolate. Number one in the world for chocolate. Do you know the country?
Belgium.
Oh, I have to ask Doreen if that's close. But I think, and Doreen's going to correct us, I believe it's Switzerland is #1. And we are so lucky to have an international tourism expert online with us tonight who is going to clear up any questions that we may have and she may have about the chocolate industry. So I'm pretty happy about that as well. Her name is Doreen Pendgracs, aka Doreen, the chocolate queen. And let me just, well, and Doreen, I mean, I had to cheat some of Doreen's accomplishments out because it's an hour show. And I mean, people would love to hear about what she's all done, but you know what? People probably love to hear from her personally more than
we all know you love talking. We can extend your time another 5 minutes. I mean,
that's just low. And you said that live. That's low. That's not very brotherly of you.
I'm kind of hoping you bring Doreen on soon.
Doreen has been a freelance writer and author since 1993. She's a national president of the Professional Writers Association of Canada. She is a founding member of the Canadian Freelance Guild. She is a member of the North American Travel Journalists Association and the Society of American Travel Writers. Her latest book, titled Chocolate Tour, A Quest for the World's Best Chocolate, is an award-winning publication. Award-winning, let me just repeat that, award-winning chocolate travel book that guides enthusiasts to the best chocolate experience around the world, including Canuckland. I believe that way, and I think Doreen might even be nice enough to tease us a little bit with it. Not, of course, not give away the ending. I mean, I'm sure there's an ending to every chocolate story, and we got to read the book to get the ending, but I'm hoping she gives us a little preface, Colin, a little bit of a summary.
I'm sure she'll be happy to.
Yes. Doreen, that's not it. Doreen writes for magazine, newspapers, online articles, and blog posts about travels. Her website has all her blog posts and all her travels, and she talks about lifestyle and entrepreneurship. That's us, Call. We maybe have to plug that. Maybe sneak in. Maybe get Doreen to talk about us.
Yeah, for sure.
The Canadian brothers. Oh, yeah. Right? And other topics for various publications. We cannot name them all, and this is only a 1-hour show, so Doreen, please accept our apologies, but Doreen is one fabulous person. She has accomplished a ton. She has dedicated a lot of her time to the education of chocolate tourism. Currently, Doreen lives, I believe, and she'll correct me if I'm wrong, in St. Andrews, Manitoba, Canada. Beautiful province of Manitoba, which Colin, me and you have had the privilege of exploring.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So what I'd like to do is have everyone put their hands together for the wonderful Doreen, the chocolate queen. Doreen Pendgracs, welcome!
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to the
Nice
show,
to-
Doreen.
Thank you very much. I have to correct you on something very important, though, before we get too far, because you said coca, and that's what they make cocaine out of. It's cacao.
Oh.
Cacao. Cacao
Oh,
is what they make
cacao.
chocolate from, or cocoa, they call it, right? But not
Yep.
coca. So I
thought, okay. See, that's the beauty. We get educated.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get that right for everyone to know. How do we say it, Doreen?
Either cacao, which is the name of the tree, it's the Theobroma cacao tree, or they call it cocoa once it's been processed. You know, like the cocoa beans will be first fermented and dried, and then winnowed and then tempered, blah blah blah, to make chocolate, and it's called cocoa through those stages. But cacao is the name of the tree. Yeah.
I love it. See, that's the beauty about this. We learn and we're pretty stoked on our tourism knowledge. But that just shows
I knew the right name for it before.
Look, what's with you today?
I mean, don't include me in this.
Yes, Colin's the innocent one. So let's get more educated by Doreen, the chocolate queen. Obviously, we've got a long way to go. I have a long way to go.
Okay,
Colin's brilliant. Colin's brilliant.
Doreen, educate my brother, please.
Yes, just call Colin the chocolate prince. How's that? Does that work?
I'm no expert. I'm just saying.
You're just saying. Okay.
So Doreen, could you maybe for all of us, maybe for the viewers, and could maybe tell us a little bit about who is Doreen and the chocolate queen, and maybe touch a little bit on chocolate tour, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity. As you mentioned, I have been a freelance writer for a long time. So I was writing a lot about travel, and I love wine and I love wine travel. So I was thinking about writing a book on wine travel. But when I researched the market, that had been done to death. But you know what? Nobody had ever done a book about chocolate travel. So that's where I got the inspiration from. And I decided to launch my research and took off for Europe in 2009. So my first volume of Chocolate Tour focuses on Europe and the UK. The second volume that I'm working on is focusing on the Americas and the Caribbean. So that will be Canada, United States, Mexico, Central America, South America, and then all the beautiful Caribbean islands, which grow such wonderful cacao. And then third volume will focus on the rest of the world, because there's a lot growing also, in India. Like, people don't even realize that, but India is a big grower of cacao. They even grow it now in Australia and in Indonesia, so there's lots of traveling I must still do to complete my project. But I love what I do. I'm very passionate for writing, very passionate for travel, very passionate for cacao and the world of chocolate, because I've met so many fantastic people. And I've learned as I've gone through this journey. When I first started the first book, I thought I was just going to be writing about chocolate. But I soon learned that the world of chocolate is not limited to chocolate. It must include cacao, because it is the people growing the cocoa that are ultimately important to creating that crop that the wonderful chocolate is made from. So it's a big picture, folks, and that's why it's taken over my life.
Excellent. And Radhaka is saying hi from Trinidad.
Oh my God, let's talk about Trinidad, because Trinidad is one of the absolutely best chocolate destinations. I was invited to be a featured speaker at the 2019 World Chocolate and Cocoa Expo. And Dr. Darren Suka had invited me. I met him in Grenada at the Grenada Chocolate Festival. And anyway, I went there, and oh my God, I just reveled in how wonderful the chocolate is in Trinidad. And so I've been participating in some online webinars that the Cocoa Research Center, based in Port of Spain, Trinidad, is putting on, and we're doing a special tasting next week, which I'm quite looking forward to. So yeah, Trinidad is a hot spot of chocolate love, and it is just one of the best places to go if you really love great artisanal chocolate.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, we're gonna have a list. Our bucket list is going to be pretty big by the time this show's done.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
So, Doreen, you've been a freelance writer, author since 1993. Your eyes have been all over this world, specializing in your niche, as you put it, chocolate tourism. Our question is this: where and when, Doreen, did you realize that travel and chocolate was going to play such a big part in your life? What was that trigger moment?
Well, that's a great question. It happened when I was in Pisa, Italy, and I was interviewing Paul de Bont. He is a wonderful chocolate maker, and he took me into his chocolate lab, and he explained the chemistry of how chocolate is made and the nuances of playing with the different flavors and bringing out the flavor notes, much like a vintner works with grapes to create wonderful wines. And you know, that was my aha moment when I realized that this project was way bigger than eating chocolate. This was all about, it was all about the creation of artisanal chocolate and how it is a masterpiece when done properly.
Yes, yes. It's a learning experience, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, who knew
yeah.
how much went into chocolate? I mean, that's far more than, I mean, what makes the Trinidadian chocolate so great?
Well, there are three major types of cacao beans or plants, cacao trees, that originated. Firstly, the criollo comes from South America, and then the forastero comes from Africa primarily. But in Trinidad, they came up with a hybrid called Trinitario, and it is got the strength of the forastero, but it's got the flavor of the criollo. And it is marvelous for craft chocolate makers because it's in the medium price point, because criollo is way, way, way up there in price. And forastero is a bit too ordinary in the flavor notes. It doesn't have those real beautiful flavor notes that flow. It's just kind of too straight and narrow. But Trinitario has it all. It has a pretty good yield, and it has wonderful flavor. And anybody that knows how to really work with the beans can create just magical chocolate from those cacao beans.
Wow. So
Wow.
that's one of Trinidad. So what's been driving you year after year? How long you haven't been doing chocolate since 1993, right? You've been
I started in 2009. In 2009, I did one European trip, then I did another European trip in 10, and then I did the UK in 11. Then in 12 and 13, I did South America. 14, I did Hawaii.
I love it.
And Switzerland. And then I did 15 Mexico. I've done a ton of research in Mexico because Mexico is growing amazing cacao and making really good chocolate. Those of us who travel to Mexico and have done so for many years will recall that Mexican chocolate used to be pretty poor. It was too filled with sugar, and it was too gritty, and it didn't have any finesse. It didn't have a good mouthfeel. It didn't have those beautiful flavor notes that float all over the place. But what happened was there was an evolution of chocolate in Mexico around, let's see, I met the Mexican man of chocolate, Chef Jose Ramon Castillo, in Mexico City in 2015. And he told me about the evolution of chocolate. So I think it had started a few years prior to that. And when I met Paul A. Young in London, England in 2011, he told me about the chocolate revolution in England and the UK. And so this movement has been happening around the world, and it started in the United States more recently, like in the last 10 years or so, where now the Americans are making pretty darn good artisanal chocolate, and Canada's gotten on board, and we have some darn good chocolate being made in Canada. So
Wow.
yeah,
Yep.
it's amazing how it's spreading throughout the world. And I mean, I can see this being my passion and my job until I die.
I love it. So that perfect segue. So how big, if it's a 40 million people worldwide industry, cacao, how big is the chocolate tourism industry globally here in Canada? And where are we at? What phase are we here on developing our chocolate tourism industry?
Okay, now in respect to the world global chocolate industry, it is $103 billion industry around the world. Canada
Wow.
is 2.6 billion.
Ooh.
So that's still a respectable figure, 2.6 billion, but based on 103 billion around the world, you can see that we are a small player in the world of chocolate, but we are growing. Now, also keep in mind that there is kind of a crossover between chocolate and chocolate candy. And that's where the big change has been. We've come to a fork in the road where before Americans were basically just eating chocolate candy. There wasn't much cacao in it. It was mostly sugar. That's why everybody's teeth was rotting. They were getting pimples. They were getting fat. It was not a health food. And then when it became this artisanal form of chocolate, all of a sudden it became a health food. It has the most antioxidants of all the power foods on the planet.
Wow.
Okay. So if
Wow.
you eat healthy chocolate, meaning pure dark chocolate of at least 70% cacao or higher, you are doing your body a favor. It helps your body and your mind in so many ways. I have an entire chapter in volume 1 of Chocolate Tour on the health benefits of chocolate, and I'll be expanding that in volume 2 because they are finding even more health benefits as we go along. But for us ladies, I'll just drift into the sexy side for a moment. There is something about chocolate and women that chocolate actually ignites our fire. The ladies, we have chocogasms when we eat pure chocolate. No, don't laugh, it's true. And there's actually a book that was written by a doctor. Again, I mentioned it in my book. It's called Why Women Need Chocolate. We don't just want it, we don't just like it, we need it. And that's because we link biologically with it. It makes us happy, it makes us passionate, it makes us alive.
I don't know what, but I'll tell you right now, I'm about to go buy out a chocolate company.
Yeah, the perfect Valentine's gift,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
for sure.
Here you go, dear. Here's a chocolate company. So that's a thing, and again, that's why I'm just enjoying our conversation. During there's so many, and a lot of facets and a lot of niches in our industry. There's so many misconceptions and misunderstandings, and chocolate is one of them because it's an evolution. Everything's an evolution.
Yes.
And in fact, not long ago, I remember when, and you touched on it, where people would feel guilty when they have chocolate.
Mhm.
And it was this sort of misconception. Now today, and you've touched on it, scientists are telling us that it has endorphins, dopamine, serotonin, and
Yes.
oxytocins. The four, and these are supposedly the 4 master neurotransmitters in our brains here, which are responsible for happiness, and they are released when we eat chocolate. So,
Wow.
please, what is up with chocolate?
You know, it's so interesting that you should ask me that, because when I was in Fort Myers Beach, Florida, I went to visit Norman Love. Great name for a chocolate maker, eh?
Yeah.
And I had to drive because actually he's in Fort Myers. I was staying in Fort Myers Beach. So I had to drive from Fort Myers Beach to his shop. So all I had to eat was on the journey. I just had a granola bar in my car and some coffee, right? So I got there and then he starts taking me through all these tastings, right? Well, I was getting high. Like literally, I was high on chocolate. And I started giggling like a little I was totally high. And it's so funny because I didn't realize how powerful chocolate is. But when it's pure, it has these wonderful powers. And I remember interviewing a chocolate maker in Brussels, Belgium. His name is Laurent Gerbeau, wonderful guy. And he had a very global experience. He'd lived in Asia and learned how to play with flavors, and he made amazing chocolate. So I was interviewing him and we were sitting, face to face across like this talking. And he looked at me and he said, Doreen, I feel like a drug dealer. He said, I make people happy every day. And I got it. I understood what he meant because a day without chocolate is a day without sunshine. Like if you don't have chocolate, you're not running on full cylinders.
Did you have some chocolate before the show, Doreen?
Yes. You want to know what kind of chocolate I had today? It was one of my friend's birthdays. So I had her over for a lunch. We had a lovely lunch and we had champagne with the lunch and everything. And then I said to her, you want to live on the dark side like a little bit? And so I brought out this dark chocolate from California made by John Kelly Chocolates. And they sent me some of their bourbon chocolate truffle fudge.
Oh my God.
It's made with real Kentucky bourbon. And so what did I do? I went and bought a wonderful bottle of what's it called? Maker's Mark bourbon. I got it here in Manitoba at the liquor store, and it's a really nice bourbon. And we had it with these amazing dark chocolate.
I love
truffles. So
what a great birthday.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like there is no end to what you can pair good chocolate with. I do wine and chocolate pairing events for, private groups, for corporations, for just fun-loving people. Right now I'm doing them on Zoom because we can't do it in person. But when we're together in person, it's remarkable because everybody's getting high at the same time from the chocolate and everybody's smiling, and it is magical, But I like to pair chocolate with just about everything. I've paired it with tequila and mezcal. I've paired it with rum, with whiskey, and now with bourbon, and it is perfect with wine of all kinds. So there's no end to what you can do with good chocolate.
Yeah, you'd be great to hang out with, I'll tell you.
Come on, see me in Manitoba. I love company.
There you go. So we've touched on it a little bit, but this Volume 1 chocolate tour that won you a bronze medal in the 2014, I believe, Reader's Favorite International.
Here it is, looking good.
There you go. Put that a little closer.
And there's the medal on the back there. I was
okay. So perfect. So you've written these articles too they're not just anybody. National Geographic Traveler, Canada Geographic, Farmer's Almanac, and there's again I'm cheating because there's probably I think I counted there's 28 different articles there, people you've written for. So the question is, we also took notice. Not only when we were looking at the articles there, Doreen, but we also went looking through the website about your chocolate spa adventure. Now, I can tell you right now, as soon as I saw your picture there of your big beaming grin and covered in chocolate, I said, I've got to go there, Doreen. I got to figure this out. So Colin I says we're going to ask her what tweaked our curiosity was one, what is this chocolate spa phenomenon? And maybe you can fill us in a little bit more about where that all comes from.
The Aztecs, the Mayans, the Olmecs, they thought of cacao as being a ceremonial thing, that it had magical powers. They knew that it was a magical plant. So for years, they've been drinking this straight liquid. You may have heard of ceremonial cacao, and that's where people gather in spirit and they dance. You were talking earlier, Colin, about, some cocoa dancing and stuff. They actually do that at a ceremonial cacao event. And so I'd been to a number of those in different parts of the world. And then when I was in Costa Rica, in Puerto Viejo, for the Puerto Viejo Chocolate Festival, I was invited there to be a judge. They told me about the local spa there, the Pure Jungle Spa in Puerto Viejo, does these chocolate body wraps. And I thought, oh my God, I got to try this,
Yeah.
And so I went, and it was amazing to see, because they do it with fresh cacao. Like, the cacao is grown there. They take the fresh cacao, they smash the beans, into a paste, and it's warm, and you're lying on the table there, and then they slather it all over your body and massage it into your body. And it is so spiritual. I was getting high, just feeling it take over my body. But you see, cacao is something that fights toxins in your body. So it's a detoxer. And so when they wrap it onto you, and then they wrap your body in banana leaves, and you cook for an hour, you actually are cooking in these banana leaves. But when you come out of it, it's like you're reborn. You feel so purified, and you feel so fresh. And the thing about the Pure Jungle Spa was, because it is in the jungle, after she finished, unwrapping me, she took me outside to the jungle shower. And so then I had to wash all this stuff off me. And of course, it was a little crusty by then. And I said, geez, it's too bad I didn't have a partner with me, because you could have a good time closing each other down, right, to get the cocoa off. So that was one chocolate spa that I went to that I really thought was absolutely amazing. I went to a couple in St. Lucia, because St. Lucia grows a lot of cacao. And I went there for the St. Lucia Chocolate Festival. And I stayed at the Hotel Chocolat, as well as J. And they grow their own cacao, and they have a chocolate festival. And those were some of the most memorable experiences of my life. And you've got to go to a really good chocolate festival to get immersed in it. Another wonderful one, in fact, I think the very best chocolate festival I've ever been to is the Grenada Chocolate Festival.
Oh.
They grow wonderful cacao in Grenada. There is lots of different chocolate makers, bean to bar. As well, the resorts get into the spirit of the chocolate, and they do chocolate body wraps. I had a wonderful one at the True Blue Bay Resort, and Magdalena owns that place with her husband, and she also started the chocolate museum. I think it's called the House of Chocolate in Georgetown, Grenada, and she invited me there. And it's just the subculture of chocolate. It's so real. It's so authentic. It's so mind-blowing. I recommend every chocolate lover go to the Grenada Chocolate Festival at least once. You'll never forget it.
Well, we got good news. Suzanne Snyder says, let's go. Sounds amazing. She's going.
Oh, it sounds like so much fun. I want to go. I mean, that's.
All right. Well, we'll have to.
I mean, it sounds. How could you go wrong at a chocolate festival?
Yeah.
And there's lots of chocolate festivals all over the world. I've been to chocolate festivals in many countries around the world, and they're all neat in their own way, because they're all unique to their specific region, right? But nobody does chocolate better than Switzerland. Switzerland lives and breathes. Yes, right. Greg, you were right.
You were right.
Lives and breathes chocolate. They are I got some stats for you guys. They are the #1 consumers of chocolate in the world. Now listen to this. Wow. The average Swiss person consumes about 20 pounds of chocolate per person. So that is by far the most. That's just under 10 kilograms per person a year. After the Swiss is Germany, then Ireland, and the UK for head consumers. Now Canada comes in at 16th in the world. 16th. The average Canadian consumes only 4 kilograms, or just under 9 pounds of chocolate per person. So less than half of what the Swiss are
Yep.
eating. Yeah.
Yep.
And, you know, I got to tell you, Swiss people are really happy. If you've been to Switzerland, you will see that the people are happy, they're helpful, they're attractive, they're vibrant. So let's just get real, people. That means chocolate is good for your spirit.
I love it. And it's true. It's the who's going to argue with that? So Doreen, that comes to the question that if you've tasted and you've seen and you've heard all these many stories of cacao from all the local cultures and all these histories from around the world, you've been chocolatized in every different country. So we figured who better to tell us about chocolate tourism here in Canada than Doreen, the Chocolate Queen. So my question is, what are some of your most memorable chocolate adventures here on home soil in Canada, and why are they? So let's plug some Canada chocolate.
Okay, I'm happy to do that because you know what? Canada's got a really good growing chocolate industry, particularly in the artisanal chocolate. I'm sure everybody's heard of Rogers in BC. They're one of the oldest, and Purdy's, you know, it's one of the oldest. And then in New Brunswick, what's that one that starts with G? Oh, darn. I'm sorry, I forgot. It doesn't matter. Not Guittard. Guittard is in California. But anyway, let's talk about the artisanal chocolate, because those are the ones that I like to focus on. And there's a lot of great chocolate. You guys are in BC.
Yep.
One of my favorite Canadian chocolate makers is Cyrene from Victoria. They are one of the best. And you know what I really like from them? They make dark chocolate that's got milk in it. So it's actually dark chocolate to which a little bit of milk powder has been added. So it's not milk chocolate, it's not dark chocolate, it's dark milk chocolate. So I encourage everybody to go to the Cyrene, so it's Sirene, Cyrene chocolate, and order some dark milk chocolate. It is phenomenal. Okay, so that's BC. And then in Ontario, I've got two favorites. I've got two favorites in Ontario. One is Hummingbird chocolate. They're located in Almont, Ontario. It's about 40 minutes out of Ottawa. And I love Hummingbird chocolate. I love everything about Hummingbird chocolate. They are very eco-friendly. They're extremely ethical. Erica and Drew are the couple that run the company. They used to be international aid workers, and they know what it means to go to these places that are suffering. And a lot of the cocoa growing countries are suffering from many natural disasters. Think of Haiti. Haiti's a perfect example. They grow wonderful cacao, but they've had earthquakes and tsunamis and hurricanes and all kinds of stuff. Their infrastructure is totally destroyed. But, you know, Hummingbird buys Haitian cacao so that they can support the industries that are struggling. They also buy cacao from countries like the Dominican Republic that are poor and whatnot. So I really love Hummingbird chocolate. And another one that I love is Soma in Toronto, Soma. And Soma makes so much amazing, really creative chocolate things. All these guys are profiled on my website, chocolate.net. So if you want to get an overdose of great Canadian chocolate, just go to my site and search Canadian chocolate, or search Toronto chocolate, or search Victoria chocolate, or BC chocolate. I've got them all on there. And I'm in Manitoba. So my favorite Manitoba chocolate company is Decadence Chocolates. Now those guys, actually it's a woman, Helen Staines, I love her. She makes the best turtles I've ever had in my life.
Turtles.
Yeah, turtles. Yes, and I
Love turtles.
Turtles in every country I've been to. Nobody makes them better than Helen Staines. So, you know, this is it. You can find great chocolate in every part of our country. And if I was to pick one place in Canada that was doing chocolate tourism well, because I know that's the question you've asked me, Greg, it's got to be Ottawa. Ottawa, in my humble opinion, is the #1 Canadian chocolate destination, because Ottawa gets it. They've got a chocolate walking tour. They've got wonderful chocolate companies right in the city, but they're also very close to Hummingbird Chocolate, which does tours. their factory and whatnot. Of course, now it's COVID. There's a few different things going on, right? But in normal times, they do wonderful tours. And I found that Ottawa's been so supportive of what I'm doing because they understand what I'm doing. I'm trying to build a niche of chocolate tourism, chocolate travel. So hats off to Ottawa Tourism. Jantine is my girl there. She is amazing. I have great respect for her. And I think that she's going to try and shake it up in Canada a bit because now that I told her that the Canadian chocolate industry is 2.6 billion, she said, wow, I didn't realize it was that big an industry. So I think there's good things on the horizon for chocolate tourism in Canada.
Yep, and a shout out to Ottawa for taking the initiative on seeing this niche. I mean, that's half the battle is to see a niche and to educate. So Ottawa's doing a good job. So how can we as a country do a better job at marketing chocolate tourism?
Well, I don't know what other parts of the country are doing, but I know that in Manitoba, when the pandemic started, we started this Buy Local MB movement. Okay, so Buy Local Manitoba movement. And that includes the little chocolate shops and whatnot, so that everybody's trying to support the local small companies. Because as you mentioned earlier, Greg, entrepreneurism is the backbone of our country.
Yes.
So many wonderful, wonderful businesses are small shops, right?
Yep.
1 or 2 people working there, maybe 10 people working there. And, you know, those are the kind of businesses I really like to support. And I've watched some of them grow, like Soma. When I first met them, they were working in the distillery district of Toronto, and they just had a teensy weensy little factory showroom chocolate. You know, now they've got 3 or 4 locations, and they're really doing well, and they're doing amazing things. It's Cynthia and her husband, and I forgot his name. I'm sorry about that, but it might be Dave. But anyway, they're a lovely couple, and they're very visionary. And I was talking with them when I was in Toronto in 19, at the beginning of 19. And I'm just so inspired by what they do. And they're professionals. Like, she's an architect and he's a designer. And that's why their chocolates are so beautiful and they're so architecturally designed. And when I see creations like that, when I see work like that, I can't help but love and promote it. And
I love it.
This is where the tourism people can get behind these people and go, these people are artists. They are chocolate artisans. They are equal to people who are painting and sculpting. They are making edible art.
I like this idea that Ottawa had a call in Doreen about this, the chocolate walk and sort of the chocolate trail. Yep. I mean, I think that's even, we could do like one for every province, is have a chocolate trail, chocolate walk, just like the wineries do.
They do. And you know, I've been on a great one in Nanaimo, BC. I don't know if they still do it, but they were doing the Nanaimo Trail. No, Nanaimo Bar Trail. You know, the Nanaimo bar is the dessert, right?
Yeah.
So they invited me to come and go on the Nanaimo Bar Trail with a guide. And it was so much fun because it included an art gallery that had some art to do with chocolate and even Nanaimo Bar art ottomans in there. And they took me to a spa where I had a chocolate Nanaimo Bar pedicure. They took me to a bar where I had a Nanaimo Bar beer. I don't know if you guys have had, it's called Vancouver Island Brewery, and they make a Nanaimo Bar stout. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Yeah. So I wrote about it on my site, and I was really impressed with the ingenuity of all the different stops along that Nanaimo Bar Trail. So yes, it can be done in every destination.
Exactly. Just a little comment. Red Hacker came by, says, when I'm roasting, it's like I'm in love from the aroma.
Yes, it is intoxicating. I remember when I visited Paul A. Young in London, and they were roasting their beans on the lower level and his shop was on the main level. And I walked in and, and I smelt it and, I thought it was intriguing and whatnot, but I was there for quite a while talking to him and interviewing him and tasting all his wonderful chocolate. And all of a sudden I'm getting high again, because even inhaling that chocolate smell, that aroma, it actually does something with your brain cells, and you know, you do get euphoric. You definitely get euphoric.
Yeah, yeah. Doreen, it's just been such a pleasure. But before we let you go, is there anything else that you would like to share with our audience? Maybe we missed or we did not touch on.
I can't believe it's over already. It
I
went by
know.
Oh man,
It goes by so
It
quick.
goes by quick.
I can talk for 4 hours nonstop about chocolate and cacao. I truly can. I truly can, because there is so much, even just about the health benefits. I'm actually doing a Zoom class later this month for an American seniors group. They hired me to do an educational session on the health benefits of chocolate. There's so many aspects to chocolate and cacao that it never ends. And did you know that they're actually starting to feed seniors in nursing homes pure dark chocolate because it promotes brain function, and actually has been proven to sort of push back at Alzheimer's disease.
Whoa.
So it is unstoppable if you're eating pure dark chocolate. Again, it must be 70% or pure. And don't forget, go to your health food store and buy cocoa nibs. Like, I eat cocoa nibs every day. Today, when I was serving the birthday girl lunch, we had banana sundaes. What do they call it? Banana splits.
Yeah.
And we put cocoa nibs on them, you know, so that we got our little boost of real, you know, pure endorphins from the cacao. So you can have them on your salad. You can have them on your yogurt with your fruit. You can have them. I put cocoa nibs in my chili. That's another thing I can talk about, is food and cacao. Like, there is such a thing as cacao cuisine. And I've been to some places where everything on the menu has cacao in it.
Excellent. And so we've been putting up Doreen's, all her social media, and also her email and her website. And all of this is available, right, Doreen, through chocolatetour.net?
Yeah, you can connect with me on all my social media platforms there. And I encourage chocolate lovers to sign up. It's free to subscribe to my site. And then they'll be on the inner circle when my next book comes out, and maybe when I plan a chocolate excursion to an exotic destination. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it.
No.
Wait, I'm in. Yeah. Okay. I mean, two good-looking brothers like us in a group of women eating chocolate. I mean, come on.
I don't know if I want to see you in. I don't know if I want to see you in the chocolate spa there, bro.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So go ahead, Cole.
I think you're onto something huge. I mean, like you say, the chocolate tourism industry. I haven't heard it before, and it sounds like it's just the burgeoning, and it's going to be huge.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. It'll make me so happy.
Yep. And we're gonna, now that we're educated a lot more, thanks to Doreen, the Chocolate Queen, at chocolatetour.net. Again, Doreen, thank you for coming on the show. We do hope to get when that next book gets published, maybe make sure you tag us and we'll do our bit, and then we'll bring you back on the show and we can talk more chocolate.
Yahoo! I'd love that. That'd be great. You guys are a lot of fun. I enjoyed this very much.
Excellent. And
You've been awesome.
we've really enjoyed your company for the last hour and a half. Let's make sure it's not the last time.
Thank you very much. I hope you guys survive the pandemic okay, and that we all get back out there and enjoy life to the fullest again.
Absolutely. Stay safe and take care. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
I'm going to go get some chocolate.
But don't eat the sweet stuff. Eat the good stuff.
No, I like the dark, like you're saying, the 70% cacao. I just haven't had it in such a long time. And
try Cyrene. You won't be sorry.
Yeah, I wrote all of them down, Colin, and it's going to cost you if you want me to repeat them to you. Okay, Doreen, thank you.
All right, thanks. Bye.
So, Colin, thank you to our guest, Doreen,
yes,
the Chocolate Queen, the award-winning author, blogger, speaker, and chocolate event host at chocolatetour.net. Now, everyone, please make sure those pen and papers were busy, that you were copying down some of these information. Doreen is available on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Tumblr. Her email we have also been sharing with our viewers, and her website. Please give her a follow. Learn more about chocolate tourism and get chocolatized and all those great little chocolate Canadianisms that we're going to be going with for quite some time now. We thank everybody joining us tonight, joining us tomorrow, joining us in a week, or whenever you're viewing this video. Every view means something. Every view is appreciated.
Yes.
Thank you so much for tuning in and being chocolatized with Doreen Pendgracs. That's my French. I don't know where that comes from. I'm feeling that French thing.
Oh, I think you're going down
Well,
there. That version wasn't as good as the other
okay,
one.
well, there you go. And to make sure it's again at chocolatour.net. Make sure you give her a shout, say hi, say thank you, and follow that newsletter. And if you're going to want to know more about chocolate, you can always pick up the first volume to get you set up for the second volume. I mean, you got to read the series, people. You can't just read one book and not read the ending. You got to read the series. So
I think Doreen's going to have a lot of people that are just addicted to her stuff, because people that love chocolate, I mean, hearing what she had to say are going to be wanting to dive right into a chocolate tour and read her book and,
yep,
get passionate about it.
I know. And the thing is energy, enthusiasm translate into passion and belief. Okay, I am sold. I mean, Doreen had the passion, she had the belief, and she knows her chocolate. And I'm telling you right now,
Yeah.
I mean, that's exciting in itself, right?
Well, the research she's done, and I mean, all the different types of chocolates, and I mean, you got to read her book, look at her website.
Yep.
It's
Yep. No more Kit Kat bars. Go for the real stuff. Come on. Get over that. Get over that. Get the real stuff.
Get rid of the Snickers and the.
That's where all the healthy stuff is. You ain't going to find it in your O. Henry. So come on, let's get it together. Get out there and go see some of our classic Canadian chocolate producers and manufacturers. We are the co-bro hosts of the A-Travel Talk Show, Greg and Colin Gerard, aka the Brothers of Tourism. Tomorrow you will find this interview with Doreen on our award-winning live travel content-driven travel website, ehCanadaTravel.com, on the live community feed. You also find it on our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and Tumblr. Please look up Doreen on our feeds, and then here you guys know the story, and the story is sharing. You got to share. You got to share if you care. Social media works really well when you're supporting entrepreneurs, not just us, but everybody. When you share, we need to share entrepreneurial posts. We need to support small businesses. We need to support Canadians. And the best way to do it on social media is by sharing.
Can we put like subliminal messages in our cache? We could have share just kind of.
Well, we could like go, welcome to Doreen, the chocolate share queen, and enjoy at the A-Travel Share Marketing Group. And
this is my brother, Greg Share Gerard.
And this is my awesome brother, Colin Gerard Share. We're here to be, we could.
I think we should, but
I don't know if anyone would notice. So everybody out there, here's our message. As we like to tell you every day, please book local with tourism business websites or Canadian website like ours, who link directly to businesses and do not take a commission. We urge you to stop sending 13 to 18% of your Canadian booking dollars to out-of-country head offices every time you book online with corporate OTAs like Booking, Hotel, and Expedia. That 13 and 18% used to stay in Canada. That 13, 18% used to be put back into Canadian communities. Every time you book with corporates, OTAs, you are helping rich billionaires buy more cars, mansions, yachts, planes, vacation cottages, private islands. Be a good Canadian that you are. Book and plan local. Reinvest that 13, 18% back into your communities. Reinvest it back into Canada by booking direct. It buys new uniforms for your child's baseball team. It buys sponsorship so you can go to sporting events. It puts a new roof on your hockey rink. It sponsors your local events. That 13 and 18% means a lot to every single community. But most importantly, that commission. That 13, 18%, which not long ago was not available when these sites weren't around, which stayed in those communities, that put foods on the tables of every hardworking Canadian family in a struggling tourism industry. Every penny counts. Do your part. Book local. Support tourism. Book directly through their website. Where you book does make a difference in Canadian lives. So please book direct. Okay, Junior, pass it on to you. You go. You close us out, buddy.
Okay, well, thank you. Next week is going to be big. We have First Nations Tourism Director, President, CEO Keith Henry. He's going to share Indigenous Tourism Canada with us. Actually, Indigenous Tourism Association of Canada, CEO, President. Sorry, corrected. But join us next week, Tuesday at 7, and he's going to be full of info, and we'd love to hear from him. Peace out.